Now I'm not gonna lie, I've been running it this way for a while now, okay? I've been running it this way for a while now, and it runs all my appliances fine in the garage, okay? But I have a feeling that if I'm gonna do it with EVSE, if I'm gonna use my EVSE, it's not gonna work, okay? And so I'm trying to get my system ready to charge like an electric car, okay? So I'm gonna have one soon. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you how this works. Okay. So if you look under here, so right next to the Wi-Fi module is the dry contact relays, okay? It says NC, there's an N in the center, you can't see it because the wire's blocking it, and the NO, okay? So basically what a dry contact switch is basically it, when the relay is activated, it either opens or closes the switch, and there is no, and what it means by dry is that there's no current or voltage going through that wire at all, okay? So it won't short circuit anything, or, you know, it's basically all it is a switch, okay? It connects one thing to another, but there's like no power. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to connect the neutral to the ground is what we're going to do, all right? So I've got a, so I'll show you the way this guy works. You need something to press into this port here, okay? So there's like a kind of like a tooth thing there. When you press this in, it opens up the connector, and then when you let go of it, it clamps down on it. So that's how it works, all right? So I will take this white one out, okay? Okay, it comes out when I press down on it, all right? If I want to connect it again, I'm gonna press up on it. So you can see this is only made for really small wires. All right, and there it is, and it's stuck. It's on there. It's got a good connection now. All right, so let's take a look at my voltmeter here. Okay, so I've got my multimeter here set up to measure resistance. Okay, we're gonna do a little experiment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the resistance between both of the connectors. Okay, so right now it's in inverter mode. I can't just automatically, you know. Anyway, I'm just gonna connect the two wires together. Check the resistance. Okay, there you go. It's got about, I don't know, it's kind of moving around a lot, but it is connected right now. Okay, so if you look at setting 24, I'm going to show you setting 24. Okay, okay, this is setting 24. It's disabled right now. Okay, if I change it to enable, all right, I'm gonna hit the enter button. That should open. Okay, there, it's open now, okay? You saw that. Now I'm gonna go disable it now, okay? When I hit enter, it'll disable it. It connects it, okay? So what we want is we want it in this mode, all right? We want to connect the normally closed to the common, okay? So we want to connect one of these sides to the ground and one of these sides to the ground, to the neutral, okay? And so what that does is when it's in, let me close this. When this is in inverter mode, it closes that switch and it bonds the neutral to the ground, all right? Now when you, so when this goes into grid power mode, all right, when it starts drawing power from the grid instead, it will disconnect that switch automatically. I hope. We haven't tried it out. Maybe we should try it out. Yeah, let's try it out real quick, all right? So right now it's connected, okay? So I'm gonna go change the mode on this. We're gonna change it to utility. Okay, so it's in utility mode. It's going to start drawing power from the grid. All right, so when I do that, what it should do is open it. Here we go. Enter. Oh, there you go. Okay, I just heard it. Oh, it didn't do it. Anyway, we got the utility hooked up right now. So now it's properly bonded. Okay, just in case. But oh yeah, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. What the heck? What happened? Do I have to enable it or something? Okay, guys. Failed experiment. Okay, so yeah, there's a specific set of ways that this works. All right, and so the way I tried it to test it didn't work. All right, so let's go back to SBU mode. Okay, so it's gonna go start drawing power. It's gonna start using the inverter now. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can't get it. I can't get the inverter to work again. It should be kicking on, so I'll just wait till it starts working. Okay, so it went and switched back to inverter power mode. It took a long time. I think it took like 2 minutes for it to do it, man. It took forever. I was like, all right, so there we go. All right, so here's the problem. So if you put it in utility mode, so yeah, here. So when it's in utility mode. All right, when it's set as utility, it works differently. Okay, so if the battery voltage is higher than the low DC warning voltage, it opens that circuit. Okay, it does the same thing. If the battery voltage is higher than the setting in program 13, or the battery charging reaches float voltage, it closes it. All right, so you know what? I'm not sure, dude. Really, you're only supposed to be using this to activate like a generator or something, I think. But also it says it's for triggering a grounding box. Okay, so they actually have a box that does this for you. Okay, but we're gonna use the actual relay to do it. Okay, but anyway, so this thing always stays in SBU mode anyways. All right, so when it's in SBU mode, it's gonna work like that. All right, so but it's dependent on the battery voltage. All right, so unfortunately the battery voltage is kind of high right now, so there's no way we can test it. All right, it works by checking the voltage is what it does. All right, here it says when program 24 is set to enable and the unit is working in battery mode, it could be used to trigger the grounding box to connect the neutral and ground of AC output together. All right, so I think we got to enable it. So if we enable it and it's on and it's in line mode, it closes the circuit. Then it opens the circuit if it's in battery mode. That's not what we want. It's the opposite. So we need to actually use the other side. All right, so we're gonna. That's really odd. Okay. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it back into line mode. All right. Oh man. So this is the practical experiment, guys. So trying to figure out what this does. Okay, we're gonna put it back into line mode or utility mode. Like a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, it switches to the line mode really fast. Okay, it's in line mode. So what it should do, so we need to enable that 24. Okay, so we need to go enable that. Okay. So if it's in line mode, it should close it. All right, so it is closed right now. All right, but if it's in battery mode, it should open it. Okay, so if it was in battery mode, it wouldn't be connected right now. All right, so what we got to do is we actually got to move it. So the proper setting for this is to have 24 enabled. Okay, because that's what you use to trigger the grounding. Okay, and that's what it says to use it for. So that's what we're gonna do. But to do that, we need to do the opposite. Okay, so when it's in align mode, we want it to be open. Okay, when it's in and then when it's in battery power mode, it's on close. Okay, so you want it to be closed right now, but it's actually in line mode, but it's closed right now. So if we put it back in battery mode, it should be open. Okay, so that means we can't use the NC and the C. We got to use the normally open and closed instead. Okay, so we'll that'll be the next experiment. But for this one, what we're gonna do? Oh, just exit, man. We're gonna put it back into battery mode. Okay, I put it back in the SBU mode. Sorry, I didn't have the camera on it, but it's in I have it set to SBU mode, but you know it takes like 2 minutes for it to switch. So I'll see you guys when it switches back to the battery mode. Okay, actually, let's. All right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep the camera on, and then you guys are gonna hear a click, and so this should open. All right. All right. I'll just speed the video up. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I just heard a click, and it disconnected it. All right, so that's not what we want. We want it when it's in battery mode. We want that connection to be closed. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the wiring around. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is move the. So right now it's connected NC to C. Okay, normally closed to common. All right, so but we're gonna connect it to normally open to common. So we're gonna connect. We're gonna move the red wire. The red wire is on the normally common. We're gonna move that to normally closed. We're gonna put that to normally open. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So now it's in battery mode. It's in battery mode right now. So what we want is we want for there to be a connection. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect these. All right. There should be a connection now. Okay, good. Now there's a connection. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in utility mode again. Okay, it's in utility. I set it to utility mode. I'll let you know when it switches over. There we go. I heard a click. Okay, so now it is open. All right, and you saw right when you hear the click, it moved over. So that should do the trick. All right. So what we're going to want to do is keep this enabled. All right. Keep number 24 option enabled, all right, and have the common and the normally open wires connected to the panel, all right, one connected to the, it doesn't matter whichever one, but you want to connect the ground to the neutral, all right. So you want to connect one to the ground, and one's going to connect to the neutral, all right, and so in the next video, I'm going to do that, all right? So my HadesOmega's plan is to use this piece of trailer wire, all right? Because one of them's green. We can use them as we can connect the green one to the ground, and we'll just connect the brown one to the neutral. Look, I didn't have a white wire, guys. All right, and then I'm going to add an inline fuse along the way. So I have this micro mini fuse here, okay? We're going to put this on there too. So there shouldn't be any current. There shouldn't be any current on the line, okay? So, but we're just gonna add that on there for safety, okay? Just in case any kind of power, you know, just for safety, okay? All right, so now we're gonna go put this back. Okay, I put it back to SBU mode, all right? The interesting thing to note is my refrigerator was running and I didn't even notice it hiccup at all. This thing is freaking amazing. Okay, you can see it's still in line mode because the wiring is right. Okay, the ground, there's no open ground like it was mentioning before. It takes like 5 minutes for it to switch over. But anyway, yeah. So this is going to be the experiment to see if this will be closed, okay? So you want it to be closed. If it's closed, you will get a reading here, okay? Right now there's no reading. The two wires are not connected, okay? Okay, I just heard a click, and there you go. So now it's back in battery mode, and now the wires are connected. Okay, so that's what we want. All right, so our experiment worked. So what you have to do
Sorry, my face is all dark, man. It's just where the light is, okay? But anyway, so what we found out is that the you want to have it
you want to have setting 24 enabled, okay? So because that is what that mode is actually for, is to ground the neutral and the ground. All right, I mean to connect the neutral to the ground. All right, that's what actually that mode is for. That's what it says in the manual. The other mode, okay, the other way, if you have it disabled, it only works through the battery voltage. Okay, so when the voltage gets to a certain amount, it'll connect that switch together. Okay, and we don't want that. We want it to we want it to operate it on the mode that it's in. Okay, so if you have setting 24 enabled, what it does is it operates that switch based on the mode that it's in. All right, so if it's in line mode, it'll switch over, and then if it switches over to a battery mode, it switches out to the other way. Okay, so that's how it works. And you can either wire it so it's either open or closed on each setting. That's why that's why they give you the two options. You have the normally closed and the normally open. Okay, so you got a choice. Do you want it to be closed in this mode or open in this mode? Okay, so what we did, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to have 24 enabled. All right, so when it's in line mode, it's going to connect the normally open to the common. All right, when it's in line mode, it's going to be open. Yeah, it's going to be open. All right, it's going to be closed. Okay, it's going to be closed when it's in power saving mode. All right, the normally close, normally open to common. Okay, so that's the center one and the one on the right. Okay, there's three contacts. Okay, three dry contacts. The center one is the common one. All right, the left one is a normally closed, and there's a diagram for this. Okay, there's a diagram in the manual. I think and you can see it. It's written on there. Okay, it's pretty dummy proof. So there's a normally closed, common, and there's a normally open. What we're going to use is common and normally open. Okay, that'll get us what we want. So what that's going to do is it's going to connect the common and the normally open when it's in battery power or inverter mode, and then it's going to open it when it switches to line mode, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, so basically, and then in a nutshell is, so when it's in line mode, it opens it and it uses that grounding, the neutral bonding from the main panel. All right, but then when it's in inverter mode, it connects the neutral and the ground, so we get a proper grounding when it's in the inverter battery mode. All right, because it loses that neutral bonding from the main panel. All right, I'm pointing to where the panel is in my garage. But yeah, but you guys get the gist of it, right? So now that we've done the experiments and I've kind of talked you through it, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. All right, so in the next video clip, I'll show you what I came up with, and then and that'll be it. All right, and then we'll solve this grounding problem. All right, because right now it's in battery mode and it's not properly grounded. Okay, it's open ground, they call that a floating ground. All right, so if these two, the center and the right one, are lit up, then everything is properly wired. Okay, but the grounding is not proper on this. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and then and I'll show you what I came up with. All right, but yeah, I've kind of talked you through the theory and everything, and now we're gonna actually do it. All right, now that HadesOmega figured it out. Okay, so honestly, I was just gonna keep it in disabled mode before, but yeah, you want it to be in enabled. Okay, so if it's disabled, it works off of the battery voltage, and you don't want that. I think what that is for is if you want to trigger a generator. You want to trigger the switch on a generator to fire up your generator if the power goes out, or if your battery goes low or something, so it can power your house or something. That's if you're using, yeah, I guess that's if you're using a generator as a backup. If you want it to automatically start, my generator doesn't do it, but I guess there's generators that will automatically start if you flip a switch, some kind of switch, it'll automatically start it, and that's what that's for. So what it would do is, I guess when the battery gets below a certain voltage, it'll activate the starter on your generator and fire it up, and then it'll start powering your load. So pretty cool. It's a lot of cool things you can do with this thing, but I'm not gonna be using a generator unless it's an emergency. So We're just going to be operating in grid power mode. It's a hybrid off-grid mode is what we're using, all right? So basically, it's not grid tie, but it connects the grid to your loads when the battery gets too low to power the loads, okay? And that's the way I have mine set up, all right? Yeah, and I guess if you did want to bond it at the generator, no, you could do it at the panel. You could, yeah, if you were just doing that generator setup, the generator and the solar, and the battery and the solar, you could just put that bolt in the sub panel to ground the neutral on the ground, okay? Or you can get one of those plugs that does it at the outlet of the generator, and it'll bond it inside the generator. So yeah, so that's kind of how it is, all right? But we're gonna be using it as a hybrid off-grid setup, all right? Okay, in the next video clip, I'll show you what I came up with. All right, HadesOmega. Okay, HadesOmega here, and this is what I've come up with. All right, that is, like I said, I used that piece of old trailer wire. All right, it has the green wire for the ground, and then I'm using the brown wire for neutral. Okay, like I said, I couldn't find any white wire. It's the same size. All right, so one end has this open-ended terminal on there, so I can just slip it in. So I'm all out of ground slots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the screw that's connected to the box. I'm just gonna screw this onto that. Okay. Okay. So this wire had a 7-amp fuse on it. So I guess that's what the wire. The wire is almost the same size as the trailer wire. So I think a 7-amp fuse would work, but we're gonna use a 3-amp fuse. Okay. That's the smallest one I could find. So we're gonna plug that in, and it kind of works as like kind of on-off switch too. So we're gonna plug that in once we have everything wired up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and then yeah. So right now it will be nothing connected to it right now because there's no fuse in there. All right, so all right, here we go. All right, behold, there it is. There's my work. All right, so there we go. We've got the 2 dry contact connections right here. All right. And then I installed one of these kind of clamps here, so it would be out of the way because it kind of gets in the way of the PV wire. That's kind of something important I need to connect just in case, you know. I'll probably wind up zip tying this somewhere here. All right, it looks like I have just enough wire. That's good. And then it goes through this connector right here, and then the ground connects to the ground bar. The green one connects to the ground bar right there. Like I said, all I did was I used one of those open-ended kind of terminals, and I shoved it in underneath the screw there, and then I tightened it, okay? And then the brown and green wire goes up here. There's the fuse right there, so it's not connected right now. And it's disconnected somewhere on the ground bar, okay? And then so right now it's not connected. So when I do put the fuse in, it should be connected, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. It is just a single light in the center. What we want is a light on the center and on the right, okay? And then that's the proper grounding. So I'm going to go ahead and put the fuse in. I managed to find a 3-amp fuse. Hopefully it doesn't just blow right away. Okay, there we go. Fuse is in there. And guess what? We have a good ground going, all right? There you go. Cool. And my refrigerator is still running right now. All right. So if we put it in line mode, that should not change, okay? So I'm gonna go put it in line mode now. Utility. Okay. And that should just stay like that. Oh, there we go. Oh. It didn't work. It tripped the GFCI. Did trip the GFCI. Uh-oh. I heard 2 clicks. I heard a click here and a click there. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, it didn't work. So it's tripping the GFCI outlet. Okay, so what we can do, let's connect it to a non-GFCI outlet then. Let's just connect it right here. Alright, so when I plug this in, it should work. Oh, there we go. Okay, the power goes out for like a second. But it's still... Oh. Uh-oh. This doesn't work, guys. Okay, it doesn't work. It's still in battery power mode. That's not good. Maybe because it's sensing the 2 grounds at the same time real quick. I don't know, man. It's not working. Okay, let's disconnect it. This didn't work, guys. Dadgummit. I don't know what to do now. Alright, we're gonna disconnect this. Okay. And then we're gonna go connect the grid power back in. I think it tripped the breaker. We might have to, let's see, okay, that one works. Okay. Okay. Oh, it doesn't work, guys. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. I don't know what's happening. Is maybe it's sensing the 2 grounds at the same time, and it's not happy. So maybe there has to be some kind of delay or something. I'm not sure, man. But there shouldn't be a connection right now. Yeah, is this still an enable? Yeah, it's an enable. Okay. Hold on.